Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome back to our weekly Minks Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the Louis Vuitton Speedy 25 Bandolier in the monogram canvas. All right, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? Starting with the first question from Claire F. What fashion house do you think struggles the most with creativity / creating new designs? And which one do you think leads the industry in new designs? This is a fantastic question. Okay, so I do see it a couple of different ways. And I don't necessarily think that some fashion houses struggle when it comes to creativity, because I think that a lot of fashion houses stick to their roots. They stick to what they do best, and they know their clients extremely well, and they don't want to veer too far off brand. So I feel like they end up sticking to that. Case in point, Chanel. I think that Chanel, for the most part, always stays on brand. I mean, they have some pieces that are a little out there that you're like, what is going on? But for the most part, I feel like many of their items are very Chanel-esque. You can see them from a mile away type of thing, So I don't think it's necessarily about not having or struggling with creativity. I think it's just that they end up sticking to, to the realm of what they do best and what they're known for. They stick to their roots. As I mentioned, I do see this a couple of different ways, and there is a fashion house that I feel not necessarily struggles with creativity, but I feel like they can do a little bit of better branding when it comes to their handbags, especially their new collections. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I'm going to have to say Balenciaga, because Balenciaga, to me, especially their new collections, to me, I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from them at all. We've talked about this before. They have beautiful leather, but for the most part, I feel like they have this rando bag, and then they just have their name kind of splattered across the front. Someone said it perfectly a couple of weeks ago. They said that Balenciaga just has these big bold letters on a handbag, and that's just about the extent of what they have for branding, but then again, they know what they're doing. They've been doing it, since day one, and maybe they want something a little bit different. It's no different than some of the other fashion houses that have their giant logos splattered across either, but I just feel like, I don't know, that's that's the way that I see it. All right. I feel like their branding can be a little bit different for their new collections. But as I said previously, I think that a lot of these fashion houses just do what they do best. Some of them are a little bit edgier than others. Some of them are a little bit more conservative than others when it comes to branding, when it comes to their logos, so to each their own. Now, as far as the fashion house that I feel is leading the industry when it comes to new designs and stuff like that, I'm going to have to give it to Louis Vuitton, 100%. All right, 100%. Just hear me out. Because Louis Vuitton, I feel like they constantly push the envelope. They are trailblazers when it comes to certain silhouettes. And a lot of the silhouettes that they end up making, a lot of other fashion houses take inspiration and they add their own twist to them, But at the same time, a lot of them are always taking inspiration from one another. But Louis Vuitton in general, I feel like they have something for everybody. They have something for each and every generation. They have classics, they have trendy pieces, and in all honesty, it's one of the most genius things that a fashion house can make, because that way you're not limiting the type of client that you have. The fact that you have something for everybody, I think, is absolutely amazing. And I might not always agree with some of the silhouettes, with some of the styles that Louis Vuitton creates. Sometimes I feel like they are super, super out there, and it's not my cup of tea, but I know it's going to be someone else's cup of tea. Someone else is going to appreciate the fact that it doesn't look like your everyday type of classic Louis Vuitton piece, so I definitely have to hand it to them for sure. They constantly pump out new collections and new designs and new silhouettes, and sometimes I feel like that takes away from some of the quality that we have. All right, let's just call it what it is, but no one can take that away from them. I think that the fact that they're constantly just creating new styles, new things, and they're keeping up with the times. They're not stagnant, with the type of silhouettes that they create, I think is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say good old LV is definitely leading the industry when it comes to the most creative as far as the types of collections and handbags that they have available for for their clients. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think? Which fashion house do you feel is struggling with creativity, or just creating new styles? And which fashion house do you think is leading the industry? Let us know in the comment section down below. But this is a fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from DJ Garrett. Why do you think the Lady Dior has such a low resale value? I think it is a stunning bag on all sizes and colors and is a wonder. Another, do you think that the Dior you highlighted reminds you of the Louis Vuitton Dauphine, yes or no? Okay, so the Dior is in reference to the one that I spoke about last week, which is the Montaigne 30. And yeah, I definitely feel that the Dior Montaigne 30 has similar characteristics to the Louis Vuitton Dauphine, or similar features. Okay, so as far as the Lady Dior, why do I feel that it has low resale value? I'm with you on, this bag. I think it is absolutely stunning. I think more than anything, it's the popularity of this bag. Yes, it's popular to a certain extent, but at the same time, I've heard a lot of people talk about that they feel it's a little bit too mature. I've heard other people say that they really don't like the boxiness of it. I've heard other people say that they really don't like the quilting that it has, that it kind of ends up dating the bag. But it's perplexing because it's a staple. It's a classic. It's an iconic bag. When I think of Dior, I automatically think of the Lady Dior, so it definitely doesn't have the best resale value that I think it warrants. But, the last couple of years, I will have to say, the last couple of years that I've been on the pre-love market looking for a Lady Dior to add to my collection, I have noticed that the prices have started to increase. Because in the past, of course, it depends on the condition, it depends on the size, and it depends on the website that you're looking at. But for the most part, you were able to find them for like $2,800, $3,100-esque, around there. And now I feel like they're a lot closer to the retail price on the pre-love market. So I don't know, but I think it is so beautiful. I know it's not the leather. I know it's not the quality of the leather because they have absolutely amazing leather. So it is, it's kind of weird that it doesn't really end up holding its resale value as much as you think it would. I feel like it's right around the same lines as the Chanel reissue, because the Chanel reissue is iconic to the fashion house, right? I know a lot of people are not a fan of that bag. But to me, again, I feel it's a staple, it's a classic, and it just doesn't really hold its resale value as well as the classic flap. But I don't know, that's definitely crazy. But I'm curious, what about you guys? For those of you that are not a fan of the Lady Dior, let us know why in the comment section down below. Or for those of you that have a theory as to why this bag is not, doesn't have the best resale value either, let us know that in the comment section down below as well. Let's have a conversation about this bag because it's maybe it's a blessing in disguise that it doesn't have the best resale value, maybe until I'm able to add it to my collection. That way I don't have to pay, retail price for it. That'd be nice. But yeah, it's definitely crazy. But again, let us know your guys' thoughts on this beautiful bag on the comment section down below. Next question from Tamara Davenport. Love your 2 small Tiffany bead bracelets. Can you give a review or discuss them in your next Minks Mondays? Absolutely. So I've been wearing the Tiffany Co sterling silver mini beaded bracelets. I also have the larger one for the last couple of weeks, but I've had them for years, and I will talk about that in just a second. But as far as the mini beaded ones, one of them has the Tiffany blue heart, and then it has the Return to Tiffany on the other side, and this guy is just the circular tag that says Return to Tiffany on there. But I think that these are so cute. I absolutely love their sterling silver jewelry, and I definitely feel that it ends up standing the test of time. Sometimes they end up tarnishing, but as long as you take polishing cloth to it, I feel like you can definitely bring back a whole lot of life to it. Now with these bracelets, like I said before, I've had them for years. The larger one, I've had it for, no joke, like I think either 8, 9, or 10 years, right around there. I never used it. And these guys, I haven't had them as long, but when I first got them, I used them a little bit, and then I kind of put them away because I was so worried that something would happen to it. Remember what I talked about a couple of weeks ago? That I want to be able to enjoy my items, not put them in that famous bubble that I talk about all the time, this is one of the items that I was talking about. So I figured, you know what? No more. Absolutely no more. I'm going to use them. I'm going to enjoy them. And even if they do get a little bit of scratches with that polishing cloth that I was talking about earlier, it's so easy to just bring back new life to them, you know? So I think that these are super, super cute. They don't get in the way, and I love the sound that that tag makes. I don't know why, all right? I don't know why. I have a couple other Tiffany Co sterling silver pieces that have the same type of tags, and I love the sound that they make. Are you guys like that as well? Please let me know I'm not the only one because I think it's great. I mean, I can't sneak up on anybody, so I mean, you can hear me coming a mile away, but I think that they're absolutely wonderful, you know? And I know some people feel that Tiffany Co isn't what it used to be back in the day, but I just think that they have such amazing quality, and I think that they're not too intense. They don't have a bunch of bells and whistles. Of course, they have a bunch of different jewelry to pick from. Not only do they have amazing sterling silver, but their diamonds are insanely gorgeous as well. But I think that they're super, super cute. So I'm gonna keep wearing them. I'm gonna keep enjoying them. And I honestly wanna go for another one of these, but I wanna go for either the pink heart or the red heart because I think it is absolutely adorable. So yeah. Huge fan. Let me know if you guys are a fan of Tiffany Co as well, or if you're rocking your pieces, let me know that as well. But I think that they're great and definitely worth the price point that they have. Although I have noticed because of they don't have the same popularity that they once had, the resale value isn't as great as it used to be either. So I just want to throw that out there just in case. But absolutely love them. So I don't know if that ends up helping you out, but great question. Next question from Loli Pena. Any idea how Neiman Marcus filing for bankruptcy will affect Fashionphile since they are partnered with them? This is a great question. And I know that they got a lot of questions on their Instagram. So I went on there and I want to read you guys the response. But someone had asked, how are you guys handling the bankruptcy announcement of Neiman Marcus? Will it impact you guys a lot? They responded, we are a separate business, so luckily it will not affect us, which I think is absolutely amazing. If anything, I think that maybe in the future they might scale back how many spaces, how much space they have inside of Neiman Marcus. That could be a possibility, but I'm really happy to hear that it's not going to affect them. And I know that they were extremely successful before Neiman Marcus partnered with them, and I know that they will continue to be successful. I kind of want to touch base on something that we talked about a few weeks ago. We were talking about how, the future of luxury goods, what's going to happen to the pre-loved market and things like that. And I had mentioned that I felt that we're probably going to see a lot more pieces on the pre-loved market, and maybe they won't be offering people the same amount like for quotes and stuff like that. And I've looked at some of the pre-loved market, some of the websites, and I feel like they have a lot less than they had before. It's almost like some of the bags that, for example, that I ended up following were gone within a couple of hours. The moment that they ended up listing them, they were gone within a couple of hours. So, maybe it's not... Maybe it's not what I thought was going to happen, and if that's the case, I think that's awesome. That it's still thriving, and it's thriving even more so, during what's going on right now. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Let us know in the comment section down below. Have you seen it a little bit differently now? Kind of like the way I did as I started to see the market, how it started to shift in a completely different direction. Either way, let us know in the comment section down below. Next question from Temi D. Hopefully I said that correctly. I recently got the Felici pochette in empreinte leather black, and I love it. So I think I am now ready to move into a bigger item, a full-size bag. Question, what do you think about the Louis Vuitton Grinnell, am I saying that correctly? PM and MM in epi leather. The seaside color and rose ballerine have really caught my eye. This shocked me because I never thought I would want a bag in epi leather. Well, first and foremost, major congratulations on your Pochette Felici. That is a beautiful, beautiful bag. And before I get any further, let me insert a picture of the Louis Vuitton Grinnell right now. So as you mentioned, this bag is available in 2 different sizes, the MM and the PM. The PM comes in at $27.20 here in the States. It's available in 4 different colors, the Seaside, Rose Ballerine, black and white, and the MM is available in the black and white. Now I think that this bag is ridiculously gorgeous. To me, it's kind of like the Clooney BB. If the Clooney BB had a dressed up, sophisticated sister, it would be this bag, 100%. I think it is absolutely stunning. I like the silhouette. I like the structure that it has. The colors that it's available in are fantastic. Although I'm not too crazy about the black one just because it does have that funky like orange yellow on the interior. To me, it looks a little like Halloween-y kind of thing. But other than that, I think it is just absolutely beautiful. It has a removable strap. It's not adjustable, I don't think. Don't quote me on that. But I just really, really like the silhouette. I think it's quite spacious. And when it comes to epi leather, it definitely doesn't get the attention that it deserves. It doesn't get the love that it deserves, myself included, you know? And I think it's such an amazing leather because it is so incredibly durable. It is so incredibly carefree. As the years go by, the more and more that you use the bag, and it really depends on the shape. Sometimes with epi leather, it starts to kind of have a crease, especially on like the Speedies. Back in the day, you can really see the creases on the top and on the bottom. But other than that, I mean, you have some epi leather pieces that are like 30 years old and they look like they're maybe a year or 2 years old because it ends up holding up so incredibly well. And that Seaside color, that it looks like that Tiffany blue, the Rose Ballerine, I think is insane as well. So I completely understand why, why you like this bag so much. But I think it's definitely beautiful. And if you do like Louis Vuitton leather and you already have an emprunt piece and you want to have a little bit more variety in your collection when it comes to their beautiful leathers, I think that epi version is an awesome way to go. But again, I really just love the shape that it has. It's very old school to me, but it has a little bit of the modern twist, so it has the best of both worlds. And as I said before, it is quite spacious, and I really love the colors that they chose when it came to this bag. I'm curious if they're going to make it available in what's it called, in canvas. It'd be really interesting to see. But I say if your heart is singing for it, if it's definitely something that you're feeling, absolutely go for it. Because as I said previously, when it comes to epi leather, it's durable, it's carefree. I think it's classic to the house as well. And I think it's great. I've only had epi leather small leather goods from Louis Vuitton, and the time that I had them, I just felt like they ended up wearing fabulously. So absolutely huge fan of this bag. And if you're feeling it, go for it 100%. But for those of you that have this bag, if you love it or hate it, let us know, more information in the comment section down below. Or what do you guys think about it? Do you think it's beautiful as well? But great question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from It's All About the Handbag. When you use your beautiful multicolor in a way, do you have to be careful which SLGs you use due to how rich the red color is inside? Is there ever any color transfer from the lining? All right, so I did bring it out, so we have a little bit more eye candy. This is the Louis Vuitton Petite Noe in the multicolor white, and I think it is absolutely beautiful. And I am pretty mindful as to which small leather goods I carry when I end up using this bag because of that beautiful red interior that you mentioned. This red Alcantara lining, it is gorgeous. I think it makes for a fabulous combination with the multicolor white. However, it does not play very nice with light colored small leather goods, and it could end up causing, or it is prone to causing color transfer or staining onto those lighter pieces. So usually when I end up using this bag, I do want to go for pops of color. I really want to go for a like a rainbow of SLGs, if you will, something to kind of match what's going on the outside. And when I do that, I end up going for an organizer. This is actually the organizer for the Speedy 25 bandolier. It ends up working out perfectly because it doesn't make it too boxy. And again, the fact that I can end up using those light colored small leather goods without causing any type of color transfer definitely makes me happy. And on the days when I don't want to use an organizer, I do end up going for dark colored small leather goods, again, to just try to be a little bit more mindful as to what SLGs I'm carrying with this bag. But I do think it's stunning. It looks kind of sad right now, right? I do think it's stunning, but as I said previously, this lining definitely doesn't play nice with lighter colors. And you know, that really goes for any type of handbag, not necessarily the multicolor white, but any handbag that does have that rich saturated lining. I always do recommend to go for an organizer, because that way not only does it give it a little bit more shape, but you don't have to worry as much that you're going to cause any type of staining, you know, because with the movement that you're creating with the bag as you're walking, if you end up using it for a couple of days or a couple of weeks or a couple of months, the smaller the goods, the corners might end up rubbing on the you know, on the lining, and it could cause it to end up you know, changing color or for it to stain. Case in point, the Celine Nano luggage tote. I actually have an organizer in there because it does have the black suede, and I think the black suede is beautiful, but that also doesn't play nice with some of the light colored small leather goods that I have. And I actually ended up taking out the organizer, and the edges or the corners were completely black just from it rubbing, you know, on the inside. So if I didn't have the organizer, that that same staining would have happened onto the small leather goods. So like I said, I'm not trying to necessarily baby it, but I am mindful as to what I end up carrying with this bag. But thus far, I personally haven't experienced any type of color transfer onto the pieces that I'm carrying with this bag. But again, I do end up using that organizer. So I don't know if that ends up helping you out, but great question. For the last part of this video, I wanted to share some eye candy on some of Louis Vuitton's new and upcoming pieces. These pictures are courtesy of my very good friend on Instagram, dlouisv.com. Make sure and check out this Instagram account. I will put all of the info in the description box below, but it's honestly one of the best accounts, super informative, especially for new and upcoming collections with prices and release dates. Of course, prices and release dates are subject to change, but at least you have an idea as to what's coming up. All right, so the first one that I want to share with you is the Pochette LV3. So this is for pre-fall winter, and it's supposed to be released July of 2020, and it has a price point of $23.80 here in the States. As you can see, it does have the three little pouches. So you have the reverse monogram, the monogram, and it looks like it's empreinte in the back, although I can't really tell. I think it's super cute. I definitely think it'll do well, although I do feel it is it does have a higher price point than I thought it would. But that's the Pochette LV3. The next one is the LV2. This is in the Nano Amazon Messenger, and it's estimated retail at $1,890 here in the States, and the approximate release date is going to be August of 2020. How do you guys feel about this collection? The fact that you have the larger Damier Ebene with the monogram like melted on top of it. I kind of like it. When I first saw it, I really didn't know how I felt about it. I think that this is going to be the same for me as the reverse monogram, because remember, with that one, I was like, I don't know if I really like it. Now it's definitely grown on me. So I kind of feel the same way about this one. But I don't know. I feel like some of the pieces that they have are, some of them are a little intense, but for the most part, I kind of like this collection, and I think it will do really well also. But let me know your thoughts on this one. All right, so the next one that I want to share with you is the Monogram Eclipse Reverse, the Pochette Trio. So this is going to be, I think, one of the hottest sellers. It's supposed to be released August of 2020, and it does have a price point of 1,450 euros. You know, I think this is really cool. I think this is a really cool idea. I want that little clay so badly. It's like, can I just buy the clay? But it looks like it's super functional as well. On that same note, let me insert another picture with a few more pieces from this collection. Check this out. Oh my goodness, that keepall looks insane. I am living for the Eclipse Reverse. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, if I was a fan of the monogram Eclipse before, I'm an even bigger fan of the Reverse. I just think that it works so well. So I think it's awesome. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. So now let me show you another bag that I think will be pretty popular. That is the multi-pochette in the New Wave collection in the color Noir. So this one, I didn't see a release date on it, but it is going to be part of the permanent collection, and the estimated retail price will be around $21.90 here in the States. I didn't see if there were any other colors coming out. I'm sure that that's probably going to be the case, because they always end up releasing maybe one or two different colors. But the Noir, I think, will definitely end up being quite popular. Now, the last one that I want to share with you is probably one of my favorite upcoming pieces. I think it is so incredibly cute. I think it's going to be ridiculously popular. It is a little bit on the smaller side, but it definitely has that cuteness factor. And I am talking about the Petite Sac Plate. Now this is supposed to be coming out July of 2020, and it has an estimated retail of 875 euros for monogram and 1,010 euros for epi. And epi, it looks like there's going to be other colors coming out as well. As far as the measurements, it is 6 by 7 by 2.5 inches. So like I said before, it is a little bit on the smaller side, but oh man, I think it is adorable. I'm really curious to see what the inside looks like and also what the strap drop is going to be on that strap, because it doesn't look like it's adjustable, but I definitely anticipate that this is going to be ridiculously popular. But those are some of the pieces that I wanted to share with you from upcoming collections, and a huge thank you to dlouisv.com for allowing me to share these pictures. Make sure and check out that Instagram account for all of the newest information on collections, prices, release dates, what have you. Absolutely amazing. But that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help. You guys had some awesome questions this week. Stay safe. Be well, and I will see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.